My name is Gene Bowles, and I am a neurosurgeon. Specifically, I specialize in neurotrauma, spine surgery, and radiosurgery. I graduated from the University of Michigan's medical school and did my subsequent training at the University of Colorado Health Sciences Center in Denver, Colorado. I have over 30 years of surgical experience. I was drafted into the military out of my training in 1965 and served as a flight surgeon and subsequent division surgeon of the 8th Infantry Division in Germany. For the next several decades, I worked as a practitioner of neurosurgery in the Boulder, Denver area, where I have performed hundreds of surgeries on victims of trauma. In 2001, before the attacks of September 11th, I was asked to apply for the position of Chief of Neurosurgery at Landstuhl Regional Medical Center in Germany. Through a competitive process, I was selected for the position and commenced my service in November 2001. I served as Chief of Neurosurgery as a Department of Defense contractor for over 2 years, leaving in February 2004. For the first year and a half, I was the only neurosurgeon between Okinawa and the United States. After the Iraqi part of the war began, OIF, more neurosurgeons were added to our staff to handle the increased number of expected patients. During my time as the Chief of Neurosurgery, patients from Afghanistan, Kosovo, Kuwait, Iraq, amongst elsewhere, were flown into Landstuhl Regional Medical Center throughout the day. I operated on and oversaw the treatment of many wounded U.S. combat forces. I'm here today to discuss my treatment of Private Jessica Lynch and the misfortune that surrounded her condition. Fewer than 2 weeks after she was captured in Iraq, she arrived in Germany for medical treatment. She had severe injuries that required a number of surgeries. It is these injuries where truth has been coupled perhaps with fiction that I am here to discuss today. Private Lynch was captured by the Iraqis on March 23rd. U.S. forces rescued her from an Iraqi hospital on April 1st. And she was therefore medically evacuated to Germany. I examined Private Lynch and looked for evidence, did a complete exam on her, and specifically, though, was looking for evidence for gunshot wounds in addition to her other injuries, as we were told that she had been shot. I saw no evidence of gunshot wounds. I looked for metallic fragments on x-rays. I saw none. I saw no injuries that looked like a gunshot wound to my eye. I saw no entrance and exit wounds that appeared to be corroborative of that. She did have some puncture wounds of her extremities, but they were not the kind that I'd ever seen made by a bullet wound. They were consistent with the injuries that had been described that she had undergone, perhaps a motor vehicle type of accident. At some point during our treatment of Private Lynch, one of the trauma surgeons that was involved in her care was evaluated, and there was perhaps a difference of opinion, although I did not discuss that with him. He made the statement that he thought these puncture sites were gunshot wounds. I did not and do not agree with that assessment. I saw no clinical or physical evidence that that was the case. I proceeded to operate on Private Lynch, where we performed an operation for her lumbar spine and her fractures. For the time Private Lynch was in intensive care, I saw her on a daily basis. As with other patients, I checked in with her to monitor her status. I asked how she was feeling, etc. And I also asked permission to contact her parents, and I called her parents after the surgery before they came to Germany. I recall being asked by, I believe, her father if she had been shot, and I said no. I never leaked any other information about my patient's condition to the press. Although several reporters have asked me from time to time, I have denied to discuss any details of her care other than the fact that I was involved in it.